Did you know that this coil of steel will soon be turned into a great-looking fireplace like this? 2/3 of all the new homes built in America have fireplaces, and half of those are natural gas. Well, today I'm at the Superior Fireplace Company in Linwood, California, and we're going to show you how fireplaces are made.
At this plant, they build more than 400 new fireplaces each day. It's mostly an assembly line operation involving highly skilled welders and metal workers who hand assemble every component. The plant even has its own cement operation where heat-resistant brick facades are molded, along with the decorative concrete logs that are hand-painted to give them the look of real wood.
Well, Mike, we're making prefabricated fireplaces. This is where it starts. What's happening here?
Well, you're right, Steve. This is where it all begins. We take coils of galvanized steel, cut them into sheets, and then they come into this operation. And what he's doing here is using a punch press to create the wrapper sheet for the fireplace.
Now, this is the back and sides, right?
That's right. It's the back and sides of the fireplace.
What happens next?
They're taking sheets of steel and putting it into this punch press. The press exerts about 200 tons of pressure to create these dimples and stiffening ribs. Well, Steve, we saw these flags go through the punch press. Now they're coming into the press brake area where they're going to be formed up in their final shape. Our two employees here advance the product through the punch press and put various brakes on it until it takes that final shape that we see over here.
Now, how many can these guys crank out a day of these?
Oh gosh, these guys will do about 700 of these a day.
And then from here it gets welded for the final assembly?
Exactly. Let's go to the weld shop.
Well, Mike, you see a lot of these metal components coming together. This thing's finally starting to take shape. Looks like a fireplace.
Well, that's right, Steve. This is where it all comes together. All the parts meet up here. And at this operation, we're actually taking the parts and putting them in jigs so they're properly positioned.
Now, this is a spot welder. Tell me exactly how that works without any welding rod.
Well, that's right. The electrical current passes through those two tips. So when they contact the metal of the part, an actual welding process takes place. In other words, the metal actually melts a bit.
So then what's happening over here? I notice he's got a special tool. What is this?
Okay, well, now we've got all the parts in proper position. You see how the metal's folded over. And this is a crimping machine that just tightly folds the metal to create a solid one-piece construction for the product.
So after these are all put together like this, where do they go from here and what happens?
Well, they will go on a conveyor and over to the assembly line.
Well, Mike, the fireboxes are coming over from the weld shop. What happens next?
Well, we're now at the top of the assembly line. This is where all the parts start to come together and we assemble the final product.
Now, these are gas fireplaces, so it looks like what they're putting in here are some type of gas control systems.
Well, that's right. That's the gas valve that controls the flow of the gas to the product.
And that there's an igniter for the gas log?
That's the igniter. Then the logs will fit in there down at the end of the line.
Well, it looks like what's happening here is some type of metal shroud is actually going around this firebox. That helps keep it cool?
Well, that's right. It presents an air gap so that the outside temperatures of the product keep down to a certain minimum temperature.
And that's why they call them zero clearance, because you can actually put them right there on your floor without having to worry about burning anything up, right?
Exactly. It's been well tested to comply to that requirement.
Well, Mike, this is what goes inside the firebox. What's it made out of?
Well, this is refractory. We produce this in the plant, and it's meant to line the fireplace.
So it keeps the fire in the box and keeps it safe.
That's right, exactly.
Now this here is a burner. It looks like kind of like the burner to a gas grill. I have one here in my hand. This is made out of stainless steel?
That's right. The stainless steel ensures long life and performance.
Now what happens next?
Well, here we actually have the gas attached to the fireplace and we have it fired up. And this gentleman is checking it, among other things, for leaks. By passing the flames over the various joints, it will clearly detect if there's any possible gas leaks.
These fireplaces range in price from around $800 for a basic unit to up to $1,900 for a top-of-the-line unit featuring a heat-circulating blower fan. Some units can be retrofit into existing homes. If you'd like to learn more about wood and gas-burning fireplaces, contact us on the internet at michaelholligan.com.